Hello, everybody. Welcome to week 3. Hopefully you are moving right along with your week 2 question of the day. And by this point, hopefully you have also decided on your object for your first project. So that is due Sunday. There's nothing to turn in or anything like that. I just want you guys to make a decision about which text you're going to rhetorically analyze through a memo. We're going to share screen so all of this is a little clear before we move on. Okay, so when I say choosing a text, it's between form, guide, and booklet. So you're going to choose either the form, the guide, or the booklet. And what you're going to do is you are going to do this assignment. The expectation, as you see, text choice 6-9, that means tomorrow I want you to have read all 3 of these texts and chosen the one you want to work with for the next month. If you look at these real quick, you'll see that the form is a pre-vaccination checklist for COVID-19 vaccines. And you can, when you're analyzing this, you read this form and you analyze what it's doing well, what it's doing poorly, and how it's doing it well and poorly, according to the instructions on the assignment sheet, which again, most importantly, you look at these 5 points of analysis. How it addresses particular readers, like how it addresses a particular reader, right? That is a goal, a set audience member. How it helps readers, the readers that its set audience is, how it helps them solve problems. How it reflects an organization's goals and culture. So for this one, you have to do a little research and figure out what the goal and culture is of the organization that that put out the document. For that first sample, the organization is the CDC. It says it right there. So in order to figure out what the goals and cultures are, you could go to CDC website and look around this website for what the CDC cares about. Maybe you'd go to About CDC. You go for organization, equity, etc. Right? You're looking for information. So uses design to increase readability. That is about the design. So again, with that first sample from the CDC, you could talk about how it is really busy, how there is so much information everywhere that the design actually makes it harder to read. Or you could talk about how it's clear, how it uses color effectively, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And finally, consists of words or images or both. So this is where you talk about how it has words or images. Pretty straightforward. Let's real quick look at the other samples. We have the guide, which is from OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Again, when it's goals and cultures, go to the OSHA website, osha.gov. And this is Fundamentals of Workplace First Aid Program. So you think about what the audience is for this. It's maybe employers and employees at jobs, right? That's how we're thinking about audience. When we think about helps them address a specific problem, look through how this document helps them address the problem of needing a first aid in a first aid emergency. Okay. And finally, my favorite of the 3, and the one that I suggest all of you do because it's the easiest, is called Science Fair Fun. It's put out by the EPA. So you can look at what the EPA's goals and culture are. There it is, EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. This one is the most fun to work with, and it's the easiest to analyze rhetorically, to figure out what it's doing on those 5 aspects of analysis. Now, once again, we are analyzing on those 5 aspects, and we're doing so using direct quotes from the documents. So you would quote something from here to show how it's, for instance, for this one, addressing particular readers, both teachers of grades 6 to 8 and students of grades 6 to 8. And you can talk about how it says specifically this right here, this booklet contains ideas and suggestions for projects on reducing, reusing, recycling waste materials. right? How that is addressing middle schoolers. Okay. So what I want you guys to do, kind of the next step is to start looking at the samples. We'll go over the samples more next week, in our next week's video, but I do want you to at least check them out. They give you an idea of what I'm looking for. I really suggest you guys check out these samples. They're really helpful. Okay, we'll go over those in detail next week. But for now, the question of the day, that question of the day is, if you could choose any superpower, but you can only choose one, what would it be and why? So if you could choose any superpower that you could have, what would it be and why? And really think this through. Remember, you got to get 250 words. So really think through the implications of having the superpower, the negatives and positives, all of that. Okay? Hopefully you guys have fun with this one. We're going to stop share. Back to my face. Okay, that is all for week 3. Thanks everyone who's already turned in work, and I'll talk to you guys next week.